line as well. I don't know if they're already in here. Called it's like a superhero version of Married. There you are. What is it? Midriff Man and his sidekick Bakora. I have no interesting sidekick name. Sorry. Oh, wait, you're Limey Man Bakora? You hit it so well. Your alter ego. Oh my god. Bollocks. I like to call him that too now. I'd like to share with you a poem that I wrote before this panel started. Oh, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's take his leather pants. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Take off his frigging pants. We want your leather pants. That's it. Catbus! That's awesome. I always love seeing Miyazaki cosplay. It's really sweet. I love all the Yu-Gi-Oh cosplays. These protagonists over here are some of my favorite cosplayers ever. They brought me a bunch of... Are they roses? They brought me a bunch of roses, each one of them color coordinated to their particular protagonist. It was really awesome. It was really sweet. It made me believe in the heart of the cards. I actually have a funny story about some Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist cosplayers. I was at a charity auction in England. It was at an anime convention, and I stood on the stage, and I was one of the auctioneers. And one of the items was an Asuka figure from Evangelion, and I'm a huge Asuka fan. And they put it up for auction, and people start bidding, and then I'm like, I'll join in too, even though I'm running the thing. Okay, 30 quid. And then it goes up to 100 quid and 200 quid, and I'm like, I have to back out. I can't afford this. And then Yugi in the audience steps up and is like, I'll help you, little Haribo! And puts down like another 100 quid. And then I'm like, and then it keeps going up. We keep getting in a big bidding war with other members of the audience. And then I'm like, okay, I'm out. I can't ask Yugi to keep paying for my bloody Oscar figure. And then Jaden stands and is like, I'll help you, little Karibo! And then it keeps going. Yusei stands and is like, I'll help you, little Karibo. And we didn't have any other protagonists at the time, but it was really cool because it happened in chronological order as well. It was really weird. And meanwhile, in the back of the room, Kai was like, I'm not helping that guy. He's on his own. Get a job. Preferably with me so I can fire you. Oh my goodness, the line just keeps going. Speaking of chronological, I had this I went to Disneyland recently, and it was the day that they announced the cast for the new Star Wars movie. And it made me believe, it made me have hope in the new one, because I went on Star Tours. And I don't know if you guys have been on the new Star Tours ride, but basically it's randomized. So the planet you go to and the things you encounter are completely different every time. And like the odds of you having the exact same ride each time are nearly impossible. But I sat down on this ride, and the first planet we went to was Tatooine, then we went to Hoth, and then we ended up in the Rebel fleet fighting Darth Vader on the moon of Endor and everything. I was like, we went through the whole original trilogy! It was so freaking cool! And it made me think, maybe God is trying to, or the Force is trying to tell me something. That this is going to be like the classics, it's going to be really cool. Probably not.
Probably not.
J.J. Abrams, we have to have faith. Hello, Pegasus. You're looking fabulous. You're welcome. It's so cool to see Yu-Gi-Oh cosplays. So, is that the end of the line? No? Oh my goodness. Well, in the meantime, I guess I can sing the song, if the line is... Is that the end of the line? Do we have more? There's still some more, okay. What song should I sing? Brooklyn Rage?
Yes!
Okay. I wanna duel them like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Face up, face down, track card, spell card, then time roulette go. I love it. All I do is just believe in the heart of the cards. And then I kick some butt when I use Swordsman of Landstar. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't no surprise. Check out my red eyes. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm having fun at Connecticon. beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Can't beat my, no they can't beat my Brooklyn rage. I don't wanna be a furry. Bra 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 Brooklyn rage, bra bra Brooklyn rage. It seems to have slowed down, so I guess I'll introduce myself. Good afternoon, I'm Little Karibo. I made the Yugioh Abridged. It's also my fault that Naruto the Abridged comedy fandom spoof series show exists, so... I couldn't have done it without the robe. And also Shanks in Nun Piece. I made an Evangelion one-shot that one person always asks me when I'm going to make a new one. I don't know, so cutting you off at the pass. I'm Frieza and the narrator in DBZ Abridged, which we do I'm in the K-On! Movie, the actual K-On! Movie. I'm one of the few non-moe characters in that thing. Aww. Because my voice really lends itself to the ooh. I'm in One Kids' thing as Joey, and who else? And AJ, that's right. And I'm in a bunch of abridged things, and you probably know them better than I do. But it's really cool to see you guys. This is my first Connecticon, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited. There's a dark magician out there waving at me, and I'm like, I'm not summoning you. Get back in my deck. Alright, so for those of you who don't know how this works, we have a microphone right up here. If anybody wants to ask anything about literally anything, I'm happy to talk about any of it, but if you don't mind lining up down the middle of the aisle, you can ask me literally anything, and I'd be happy to answer it. Nobody has any questions. Okay, this is going to be a short panel. I'm actually planning to show the new episode at the end of the panel, by the way. So. I'm excited to get your question, Midriff Man and Bollock Boy. Is it Bollock Boy or Bollocks Boy?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want. All of the bollocks.
All of the bollocks.
Hello.
So I have two questions. My first question is, are you planning on doing any other music videos anytime soon?
Am I planning on doing any other music videos? Somebody came up to the booth yesterday and asked me to sing Let It Go as Marek. God damn it, Mokuba. I actually do want to do a Frozen parody, but I don't want to do like all the songs that everybody does. Like obviously we had Team 4 Star's Amazing, Do You Want to Kill a Planet? And everybody's done Let It Go. I want to do In Summer, but I want to do it as Marek singing In Leather. I think that would be pretty funny. Otherwise, I love doing song parodies. I'd love to do more. I'm really trying to focus on the actual series right now. And I'm sure eventually I'll get around to doing more song parodies. I just have so much fun singing in character voices. As myself, I don't think anybody would enjoy hearing that. But in the character voices, it's just so much fun. Like my honest to God goodness favorite is Pharaoh's Throne. Just because for some reason Yami's voice really lends itself to that song. What do you want coming through me a bone? He sounds like so condescending and full of himself. It's really wonderful. I definitely plan to do more eventually, but right now, nothing on the plate, unfortunately. Sorry. Oh, I did want to do a Nicki Minaj parody.
Oh my god!
I want to do Starships to win the prize, to save my sister's eyes. That's the big Duelist Kingdom thing going on. And your second question?
Yeah, so my second question is, you've clearly been doing some professional voice acting.
Clearly. I just reek of professionalism. That's why I'm doing this.
But I don't think a lot of people look at all the jokes and effort that you put into the writing of your rich.
Nobody looks at the jokes, all the effort.
Have you ever thought about looking into a career on script writing also?
Oh gosh. I mean, writing is one of my passions. Like, for those of you who don't know, I have a fanfic.net account. You read them? Oh no. Somebody actually printed an entire fic of mine out and asked me to sign every page. It was like 100 pages of American McCart just being like, but I really like writing, and I would love to. I want to write like a novel. I really want to. Everyone wants to write a novel, though. But I definitely want to rule out the idea of screenwriting because honestly, the writing process is very therapeutic for me, and it helps me with the jokes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged itself was like a big therapy thing for me because I was in a very dark place when I started Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. And doing the show and getting all the jokes out there and having that experience and just, you know, getting those creative juices going, it helped pick me up and it helped, like, it made my whole life a lot brighter and it made me meet some of my best friends and it really changed my life for the better. And that's a simple thing, like just trying to do something with the gift that you're given, you know, and you don't even know where it's going to lead you, but it's important that you take that step. And so I definitely would never say no to writing a screenplay or a book or anything.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, thank you.
We all know that you're a legend in the abridging series.
A legend because every so often I show up every 356 days and I go, here's the video, and then I disappear. I'm Bigfoot.
Yeah, two questions for you. One, what was really the origin of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? I'm sure you hear this often, you know, what really...
I was born to two Kryptonian individuals, and I was sent to this planet to give you a parody of a show about children's card games. Those are the secret origins of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. The real origin is, I saw Yu-Gi-Oh! On TV. Have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh? You can kind of get where I'm coming from with a lot of the jokes then, because it takes itself so seriously, and so it's very easy to lampoon. But at the same time, I really like the show. I really appreciate like the story and the characters and everything that's going on, like from point A to point B to point C. That's the thing. When I went into Yu-Gi-Oh, I was expecting something very similar to like Pokemon or just any of those like shows that are about like the games, like Beyblade. But what I got was this show with like an interesting lore and like there's a mystery going on with the Pharaoh, and like you learn things about these characters as the show progresses, and I was taken by surprise with it, and I kind of felt like I sold the show short before I even saw it, and so with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged was sort of my way of shedding light on the things that not only are kind of ridiculous about the show, but also the things that are really cool about the show, like the character interactions and just the story itself. You know, it's one of my favorite TV shows, and I really wanted to bring it to. I wanted to make it more palatable to people by presenting it in a humorous light rather than the I summon my Egyptian god card, blah 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 blah, like that a lot of people know it as. You know.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Oh, you missed it.
Was it a picture of me?
Yes.
What was I doing?
Standing there.
Standing there. Oh, I could have posed with it and been like, look, it's me. Huh? I posed, that was that picture. Oh, okay. Wasn't I handsome?
You're always handsome.
What? And my second question to you, Little Karibo, is: are there any obscure, lesser-known abridged series that you watch and enjoy, or perhaps find guilty pleasure in? Perhaps maybe a Mermaid Melody fan?
I love the Mermaid Melody Abridged. It is the greatest abridged. Nobody has ever seen it, and that is why it is the best. It is so obscure. I love everything Falero does. I love literally everything that guy produces. He is one of, like, pound for pound, like, he has improved, like so quickly as an editor, but as a writer, he's always been, like, so good. Amfish, his thing isn't particularly obscure, but his JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Abridged was always my favorite abridged series of all time. Absolutely. I don't like a little thing called Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I don't know if anyone's heard of it.
Nope.
It's kind of, you know. But yeah, I like those. My favorite.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, man. Hello, sir.
Hello. Sorry for another.
How dare you?
2 questions. One, I'm guessing this is like asking who's your favorite character that.
Are you going to ask who my favorite Team 4-star member is?
No.
Kaiser. Sorry.
Traitor! Animosity!
If you were to die suddenly and then have...
Oh my god! Is this a repeat of the question I got where someone was like, are you going to have a kid so that you can pass on your legacy to the child and he can do Yugioh Abridged 2.0? Somebody actually asked me that. Sorry, go on.
Okay, so if you were to die and then come back reincarnated as you... Who would you...
It's Yami Karibo. Who would you want me to be reincarnated as? Who would I want to be reincarnated as? Kaiser like anybody ever?
Anybody.
Oh, goodness. I'd like to be me again so that I could do all these things that I messed up right and actually update my show on a consistent basis. Can I do that over? Is that okay? Can I be myself again?
Yes.
Yeah! And I would have hair as well.
Also, other than Yu-Gi-Oh, like, I don't even know, but what's your favorite anime?
Evangelion. Right. I collect those things. I have a huge wall covered in like Asuka wall scrolls, and I have Asuka action figures. She's my favorite character. I tried abridging it, and it was a really weird polarized reaction to my abridged one-shot that I did. I really enjoyed doing it, but when I put it online, I saw like the Evangelion fan sites were posting news headlines that said, "Little Karibo makes worst parody ever." And then my account got taken down and they were like, "Justice is served to Little Karibo." And I'm like, what? Like, who hasn't made fun of Evangelion at some point? I'm sure even the people making it were like, Shinji, what a whiny bitch. But I really enjoyed doing it. I actually wrote like the first half of the second episode of Evangelion Abridged, and I really need to get it done because I really enjoyed what I wrote. The gimmick is, and it's a really stupid gimmick, it's similar to my Naruto spoof, but everybody is going to sound like X the Dark One. I don't know if you know X, but he's going to be voicing Misato, and he's just going to be acting like himself the whole time. Because he kind of reminds me of Misato a little bit. He's kind of a slob. So I just thought, well, it wouldn't be funny if he just acted like that. If she just acted like that. But if you don't know X the Dark One, that's not a particularly funny thing to say. But yeah, Evangelion, absolutely.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. I just want to give a shout out real quick to the Roman Reigns cosplayer. I got a great, believe in the shield. I got a great picture of you holding a giant Isabelle plush from Animal Crossing. And it's just the greatest thing, it's Roman Reigns, the badass wrestler. Giant Isabelle plush. I love it. Sorry, no. Oh, I think you can tilt it. I think you can grab it and tilt it. There you go.
Okay, first, have you been keeping up with modern Yu-Gi-Oh, and what do you think of it?
They're still playing card games a lot. I actually really like the new guy in Arc 5, the protagonist. Yugioh, right? That's his name?
Yes, Yugioh.
He's cool because... It's like Back to the Future, I faded out of existence. Sorry, I really like the Yugioh character. For those of you who don't know, he's like, they do these things called action duels, where the hologram monsters are actually like, they have physical elements and they can use them to ride around on them and attack each other. It's like a big theatrical thing. The main character rides a pink hippo with a top hat. While in the background there are dancing hippo girls with G-strings on. I like to think that the creators of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just saw Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and were like, he thinks he can make this funny? Checkmate, little Karibo. But he's cool though, because he does this thing that I do where he makes fun of himself a lot. He like makes himself look ridiculous so that other people can't make fun of him. And I like to do that. I like to shut people down, because there are a lot of things you can say about me, like you say, little Karibo, you never update, and I'm like, yeah, I don't. So it stops people from really having any kind of like weapon to use against you if you make light of yourself. And he does that. And I really like that as an element of his character, because I feel like Jaden, he had that whole happy-go-lucky thing, and it was good for what he was, but it was missing something. And Yugioh, they made him a really likable protagonist, so I'm actually really enjoying what they're doing in him. That's what I think of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know anything about the card game, if you're going to ask about that. Sorry.
And the other question that I asked, when you first put up the, I don't remember if it was the first episode, I think it was, yeah. But when you first put up the first episode and where Kaiba says, "Screw the rules, I have money," did you know that it would become as big a meme as it did?
I knew the whole time. I actually had no bloody idea. If I had known what Yugioh Abridged in general as a concept was going to do to me, let alone the rest of the world, that sounds so egotistical when I say that. I'm channeling my inner Kaiba, I'm sorry. But when I think about it, like, at the time, like I said, I was going through some pretty dark stuff, and I was trying to sort of get it out of my system. It would have really intimidated me if I'd known like 500 to 600 people would be staring back at me in a crowd, like at some point, and I would be talking on a microphone. I was a very shy person. I still kind of am, and I'm still always dealing with it. I'm having to fight through it all the time. But I try and just, I take everybody as they come, and the way I've learned to do that is by making the show and dealing with like my issues in regards to that. If I'd known at the time that it was going to be as huge a sensation as it was and is, I would have been too scared. But I'm really glad that it happened, and I'm really glad it happened the way that it did, because it's been a very positive influence on me and a lot of people here. You guys always come to me and tell me, you know, Yugioh Abridged, watching it helps me get through some difficult times, and it's changed my life. I have to say the same thing to you guys. Knowing that you guys are out there and you coming to me and telling me these stories, it's changed my life, and you guys saved my life. I have to say thank you for that. I really do.
After that very emotional answer, here is Midriff Man. Give us some japes.
I have a very important question to ask you.
Yes.
When am I going to get my Airpin Council 6?
Oh, God.
There's much evil that must be done.
There is much evil. So you're not really a superhero, are you, man?
I'm in disguise so I can get these nerds to be in my steep army.
Oh, yes. You gave me an application form to fill out.
Yes.
My favorite one is, what is your religion? Cthulhu, the mighty glow cloud, supernatural, being creative. Being an evil mastermind once like me, then taking an arrow to the knee, or other. I like this form. It's excellent. What was the question? Sorry.
When am I going to get
When you?
Yes, I'm sorry about that. I kind of left you in the lurch, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
I do fully intend to finish up the whole American Bakura breaking up saga. They broke up in episode 5 of that. They're gonna get back together, I promise. Your ship isn't ruined. But again, it's one of those things I'm going to get to eventually. But I do.
Eventually. Well, I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more persuading.
Oh.
I know. Come up on the stage.
You can come up on the stage. I will allow it.
Midriff Man knows no limits.
I like the mask. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
What do we have here?
It's a little bit of bribery. If you do it, then you will get this very special boxy box.
You wrote a song parody for the Evil Council. Let me see what we've got. I like it. It's so cute.
It's tail sweet.
Let's see. The 301st message is. What song is this based on?
Based off Hey There, Delilah.
Hey there, Bakura, what's it like? The Dodsley Council. I am somewhere in Egypt. You are somewhere in the ocean, but I have to say, Bakura, I'm not friggin' gay. Say that, Bakura, you remember that one time that you said you're not coming back? Yeah, you said that we were so through, that was yesterday. That the sunny skies turned to grey, and not in a good way. Oh, Bakura, you're a geek. Oh, Bakura, you're a creep. Oh, Bakura, you're a nerd. Oh, Bakura, you're a perv. You really have some nerve.
That's really fantastic. Really cool.
You guys should hook up now, then I don't have to make the video.
What are we doing?
Since I kind of broke up with you in the last Evil Council video, I wanted to get back together.
Oh my god.
Is that what is that? It's like a Green Lantern ring? Huh?
I got it out of dumpster. I mean,
You got it out of a dumpster?
I meant to say Jared's. Here.
You meant to say Jared's, that's fantastic.
I do.
Don't speak for me.
Sorry. Also cabbage.
Perhaps could you sing the last part of the song for me?
Oh, okay. Is this it? Hey there, Makora, are you even listening? Pick up your effing phone. I left 300 messages for you to hear. I swear sometimes you're such a rear with your sexy sneer. Freak you, but
we probably should keep going with the line because people are read the very. Is it the second page? Okay.
Oh, is this? Oh, Florence, please do come back.
It's right before that.
Okay. Okay. So there, Bakora, I said it, yes, I admitted that you are important to me and that your gayness is requited. Yes, I love you. Let's rule the world, oh, just us two. There will be nothing we can't do. Don't say a Jew. Oh, Florence, please do come back. Together, Yugi will attack. Oh, Bakora, please come home. I can't stand to be alone, so please pick up the phone. There you go.
Oh, thank you for coming. Thank all of you for coming. Seriously, this is really cool.
How you got involved in 50% off,
Oh.
and if you were ever considered for the voice of Seijiro, since his voice actor in the Japanese version is the same as Kaiba's.
Oh, well, the way I got to know Octopimp, one of the guys who makes 50% off, is I attend this live stream every year called Desert Bus for Hope. I'm always in the chat, I'm always watching, I'm always like talking to those guys. They do an amazing job. For those of you who don't know what that is, there's this video game called Desert Bus, which was part of a collection of mini-games made by Penn and Teller, and it's a game where you just drive a bus from Tucson to Las Vegas, and the wheel is always shifting to the right slightly, so you have to keep adjusting your position on the road, and if you go off the road at any point, the game's over, and it's in real time. And these guys try and play the game in real time while doing a live stream, and people donate for them to keep playing. And eventually the donations go up every time they reach another hour. But they do an amazing job. And Octopimp donated like $25,000 during one of their streams or something, probably more than that. He was a legend in that channel. And so the last time they had Desert Bus, Octopimp was in there, and I talked to him, and I was like, dude, you're amazing. He was like, dude, you're amazing. And we basically both just made out. And so he was like, would you like to do a voice in 50% off? And I'm like, yeah, I love that parody. And so he asked me to be Coach Sasabi, and he pitched it basically as Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And so that was the voice I attempted to imitate. He basically was like, "Met my ass, bitches!" He's a lot of fun. Octopimp's a great guy. His friend Sparky Android is also really cool. I actually just did a panel with them last week at Anime Expo. They have so many fangirls. Oh my goodness. It was like being in a Vic Mignogna panel. It was really crazy. But yeah, I don't know anything about Free, so I don't really know the character, and I have no idea if they would ever cast me, but it would be great to see Kaiba attempted to be one of those young swimming men. I just love swimming so much. Can we just drain the pool and just replace everything with money? Please. I just need paper cuts all over my body.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Hello.
I was just wondering, were you ever, well, you obviously are very funny and you're professional.
Obviously.
I was just wondering, how were you trained in comedy and voice acting?
I watched too much TV. Bye, Mike and Jesse. Have a good time. Go, guys, if you can, go to the Pokemon Bridge panel after this, or I don't know where it is. It's in the other building, right? Panel 1, it's going to be a great time. I watched a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000 back in the day when it was still on TV. It really is timeless comedy. They make a few references that are from the era, but for the most part, it's just great to watch people riffing on a bad movie. And even the stuff they do now with riff tracks and cinematic Titanic is great. I also was a huge fan of Space Ghost Coast to Coast. And if there were a way to sort of combine the two, that would probably be very similar to what my influences are with Yugioh Abridged. Just because Space Ghost is basically taking an established product and characters and turning them on their heads. Yami is basically Space Ghost, when he comes right down to it. He's a superhero with a giant ego. Mike Judge is also a huge influence. Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill. The fact that he was a guy basically doing every voice in his cartoon for a while was like, that's probably a little bit of an influence on me.
Turn around!
Turn around! What? Yes!
Midriff Man. Headlines. Headline in the paper. What's that?
No, thank you.
Sweet. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hello. You're with the Umbrella Corporation. I don't know if I
swear I'm not up to any bioengineering.
That's their company motto. Duh. That's also part of the company motto. It's like an asterisk. Duh.
So my question is, did you enjoy beating Doug Walker in his Ponyo review?
I really did, even though I've never seen Ponyo in my entire life, so I had no frame of reference, so I have no right to beat him up, really. But he's great, because he knows me pretty well. He's never seen any of my stuff, but he likes me as a person for some reason, and so he knows that I'm this sort of bland, very soft-spoken British guy, and he was like, I just want you to beat the crap out of me while talking in this very, like low, sort of bored voice. I'm like, you're an idiot, yeah, Miyazaki's a genius, blah, blah, blah. I enjoyed it, but not nearly as much as spooning with him in the bed in his hotel room for the 11 best strange couples. That was a great experience. I ad-libbed a lot in that video. Me calling him Pookie was not in the script. But yeah, he's a great guy. He's like one of the nicest, most down-to-earth people, and it's really great that it's great to see. You know, people always come up to me and they're like, it's so great that you're a regular guy, and I'm slowly learning that it is pretty cool to be a regular person at the end of the day, because like, at the end of the day, like the last thing I ever want to do is forget that the reason I'm here and the reason that we're all here is because we're fans, and that's a great thing to celebrate. Like it's really great to share positive experiences with people who have similar interests and not have any like airs about it, not have any ego, and not just assume that you're above anybody. It's really cool. The only difference between me and any of you guys is that I'm on a stage sometimes. So I love sharing these conventions with you guys. Thank you so much. Woo! Thank you. I think we have time for one or two more questions, and then we'll show the new episode. So, I do apologize for anybody who doesn't get to ask anything. Sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
I know I told you this yesterday, but I wanted to tell everyone else.
Okay.
That you actually have a lot more fans than.
I thought this was it.
My friend and I at work are like super huge, like into it.
Oh.
And so I turned to him and I go, Tim, hug! And I freaked everyone out that's walking by. It was so funny.
That's excellent. Keep up the bad work. I appreciate it. Hug lots of people. Speaking of hugging, hi Jesus. You look like you need a pick-me-up. You doing okay?
First of all, to refer to the earlier questions...
to refer to the Bible. Yugioh was a sin.
You're not allowed to die. Like, I'm not doing any influence.
Against the rules. Okay, I appreciate it, Jesus.
And when you first picked your name, how little of a Karibo did you intend to be?
How little of a Karibo did I intend to be? I wish I could be a much smaller Karibo. Like, honestly, I picked the name just completely at random. Like, I just wanted something that was like synonymous with Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, and Karibo's kind of the mascot character for the brand. And the only time I've ever like regretted it was when I was playing Halo 3, and it was the first time I'd ever played a multiplayer game on Xbox, and I joined the lobby. And everybody in the chat room was like, little Karibo, what's that Japanese for? Penis? What? Does it really mean that? You can now quote Jesus on that. It's the penis. Psalms 5:28. Fantastic. Well, thank you for blessing us with your presence, sir. I appreciate it. One more question, and then we'll show the video. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you.
So I know you've done a rap battle between Jaden.
I was so white in that video.
Do you ever...
How white were you?
How white were you?
Oh God. Mom's spaghetti. I don't know.
Do you, instead of doing a song parody, do you ever think of doing another rap battle between maybe Yugi and Koiba?
Koiba.
Koiba.
K-money, you mean? Yeah, I mean that could work. Maybe like as a side video, they could do like what's a great rap battle? They need to do an epic rap battles of history like that. That'd be really cool. I don't know rap enough to be able to like ad-lib anything right now, but wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. Because I really don't. About anything or any of you. Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty cool. I'd love to do another rap battle to prove how white I still am. But thank you for the question. I appreciate it. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the new Yugioh Abridged episode. This is actually one of the final preview versions. It's finished at home, but I brought the wrong version. There was like 2 sound effects missing, so please feel free to provide them yourselves. It's about 10 minutes long. It's the final episode of the Battle City story arc. This is wrapping everything up. I do apologize that it took about 5 years to get through Battle City. It's Yugioh Abridged. Okay, here we go. This is not the right file folder. Blame Noah? Absolutely. Noah, it's all your fault. Yeah, here we go. Let's get this up here. Sorry, my mouse thing is acting. Here we go. Without further ado, I believe they need to get the panel room clear. But thank you so much for coming to the panel. I really do appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
If you guys are interested in getting anything signed or taking a picture or talking to me or anything, I have a table in the exhibit hall. It's toward the back in the middle. Feel free to stop by. I love talking to all you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming by.